Welcome everyone, welcome back to another video. In this video we're going to be ranking every single mainline Assassin's Creed game. Now yes, I know there's not some mainline Assassin's Creed games there, and to be honest, I've not even played the games. But before I officially start this list, we're going to get rid of the Assassin's Creed games I have not played. So I've not played Liberation and Rogue, and I've not played Valhalla either. I think that's the new one, ain't it? Yeah, I'm pretty positive that, yeah, that's the one I came out this year. But yeah, so let's just get straight into this. Obviously, multiple brackets, basic tier list, and I'm going to explain a little bit of the detail. I'm not a super hardcore fan, Assassin's Creed fan, for this will be a little bit challenging this for me, but let's just get straight into it. For first Assassin's Creed game in the list is Brotherhood. Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. It's set after the events of Assassin's Creed 2. It's actually right after the events of Assassin's Creed 2, literally minutes to start of the game. It's interesting. I'm not going to spoil the game, but the game's mostly set in Rome. You play as Ezio Auditorio, if you don't know who the main character is. You need to play every Assassin's Creed game from Assassin's Creed 1 all the way up to Assassin's Creed 4. I just think they're super good games. For what would I give Brotherhood? Don't think Brotherhood's the best game, but it did put a lot more things in the franchise. For example, you could get your own assassin minions and stuff like that you could control. It was actually really cool. It's a good game. The multiplayer was meh. People actually loved the Assassin's Creed multiplayer. I wasn't the biggest fan of it. It was not a bad game. It was. I would say it's a really good game. I would say it's God tier. I would put it awesome. My part about Assassin's Creed Brotherhood is, as I said, the multiplayer, and I wish it was set in more areas than just Rome. So yeah, for the original Assassin's Creed game. For this game came out 2007. For this was the original Assassin's Creed franchise. Like Assassin's Creed 1, we would have not had Assassin's Creed franchise, probably would have not continued. So it's a very, very important game in the franchise. The Assassin's Creed 1 story is quite basic, but it's more realistic with the Templars and the Assassin. I want to introduce the Animus machine. Yes, some do think you go back in time and that. You play as your ancestors and it's weird. See, it's a really good Assassin's Creed game. I'd put it awesome as well. I think it's awesome. I'd put a Brotherhood ahead of it because I feel like Assassin's Creed 1 story is a bit basic and it's just assassinations, but it did introduce a lot of things, obviously. Viewpoints, evil vision, so much. For next Assassin's Creed game is Assassin's Creed Revelation. This is the end of Ezio's story. And also the bits in the game where you play as Altair, which is really, really cool. It's pretty much like Brotherhood. I would say it's worse than Brotherhood, but it's overall a good game. It does have some flaws, I would say, but I would say it's good. I don't think it's good as original. It doesn't really have, the story's a bit too short for a Assassin's Creed game. It's set in like the Ottoman Empire and that. Ezio's later years. It's interesting. It's good, but it's not the best. I think it has a lot of flaws, but it's definitely the worst, I would say, of the Ezio trilogy. Assassin's Creed games. Next game is Assassin's Creed 2. Assassin's Creed 2, debatably the best Assassin's Creed game in the franchise, and without question, it is the best. But Assassin's Creed 2, it's such a massive improvement over the first game. Like, it had so much to do. It had more free roam elements to do that Assassin's Creed 1 kind of lacked. It had so much content. It introduced so much. Easily God tier. Easily the best in the franchise. And I'm getting nails in Discord. Which I'll read after this video. Off topic. For next Assassin's Creed game is Odyssey. Assassin's Creed Odyssey is an RPG Assassin's Creed game. First, not like the original series. In my eyes, from 2007, Assassin's Creed went all the way to Black Ops Flag. Assassin's Creed franchise was perfect, almost. I mean, it didn't have, some of the games were a little bit flawed, but they were mainly good. Odyssey is the second RPG game that has a level system, and a loot system in there. Overall, it's not a bad game. It's a bit lengthy. It's not as bad as Valhalla. I heard Valhalla was even worse in how long it is. But I'd give it average. I think it's an average game. I think it's overall not a bad game in the series. I would say yeah, it's good. It's good when it's good, but it's not amazing. It's just whatever. Anyway, next Assassin's Creed game is Assassin's Creed Syndicate. And I gotta be honest here, I think Assassin's Creed Syndicate is the worst Assassin's Creed game. I played it and didn't enjoy it. Didn't enjoy it at all. I don't. This is the only Assassin's Creed game out of the mainline Assassin's Creed game franchise that I've not completed. I don't know. I just didn't like the time era. I wasn't a big fan of the time era. London. I feel like if they did London around about like the London Fire or the 1660s or 1660s, yeah, that era, yeah, or 1600s or something like that, or even the 1500s or like ancient London, or the 100 Year War with the French and English or something like that. I think it would have been a much better game than 1800s. Characters are not really interesting, personally. I think it's a really bad Assassin's Creed game. Yeah, the next Assassin's Creed game is Assassin's Creed Black Flags. I would say it's the second best Assassin's Creed game, behind 2. I think it's really good. Good stories, so much to do, so much content, long, and I would say Edward Kenway is the second best character behind Ezio. Just my opinion. I think he's a really good character. Just so much. It looks so. It even still looks beautiful for a 2013 game, especially like I got this game on next gen as well at the time, like PS4 and all that. It just looks so good. I don't know if was Black Flag on last year. I don't remember. Maybe it was. I don't think it was. Anyway, next Assassin's Creed game, Assassin's Creed Origins. For this was the first game of an RPG. I don't really remember anything about the story of Origins. Shockingly, it's not bad, but it had the same issues like Odyssey. I'd say. I'd say in some aspects it was ahead of Odyssey, but I feel like Odyssey made second. I think the Greeks and the Spartans and that, if they did it properly, is well more interesting than the Egyptians. But that's just my opinion. When we get an Assassin's Creed game, it's going to be set in like Italy, like during the Roman Empire. That'd be sick. Yeah. Alright, next one's Assassin's Creed 3. Assassin's Creed 3 is a good game, set during the American Revolution, which ends up lasting longer than it should. He plays this Indian. It does have an interesting mechanic where he plays the Templar leader at the start of the game, which turns out to be the guy's father, you're the son. It's good. I would say it's better than Odyssey and Origins, because it's not super lengthy. It's actually not that super long for a mainline Assassin's Creed game, surprisingly. Yeah, I would say it's good, but I would say it's the best. And to be honest, I would say Revelation's a better game than that. That's just my opinion. I think Connor's not a super interesting character. Unity. I gotta be honest with you, I only ever played Unity once. I didn't think the online was that bad. The loot system. Did it have a loot system? No, you had to live with your assassin somehow. I think you had to do missions and that. It wasn't the best Assassin's Creed game, but it wasn't the worst in my opinion. I actually did complete Unity. I didn't complete Syndicate for that reason alone. Yeah, man. The problem with Syndicate is Unity is I don't know how you restart that game completely, because I finished the game and one of my friends wanted to play the game on my account. Obviously, you can't start the game over again. Yeah, so he can play that Assassin's Creed game. He just ignore it completely. So yeah, that is my list. But before we end this, let me know in the comment what your list is. Do you agree? Do you disagree? And let me know what you give these two Assassin's Creed games. I think this is Liberation. I cannot read that because I write is so small. I mean, if you got Spyglass or something like that, and this is Rogue. Never played Rogue because I upgraded to next gen. For I said, I had a next gen console for. Yeah. Now let's look at the community ranking first before we end this. If it ever loads up. For some reason, Tier Maker always takes ages to load up. I don't know what it is. Is there not enough tier lanes? Yeah, there is. I'd say that's not a bad tier list, the overall rating. Obviously theirs is a little bit different to mine. I don't think Brotherhood's, if it's in that order, I would say Brotherhood's better than Black Flag 2. I would say it's probably the worst of the three. Yeah. The original Assassin's Creed game, a B, really. I can see it. Anyway, that's gonna be the video. Peace out. See y'all next time. Alright.